Hello, my name is Lizzie and this is my house. I've been living here for 7 years and I really enjoy living here. This is the garden, but soon we'll be growing this garden into a meadow. This is my living room. It's very tidy for once. This is my bedroom. It's in the mustard colour, come in. Look at the mustard.
Yeah, my name's Andrew Malone. I was responsible for setting up NCHA. And whatever I was called, it's the role I performed from the very start, which was the 1st of April 1973. Till my retirement sometime in 2007, so 34 years, 2/3 of the life of the association. Once we started, through links that we got both through the Community Relations Council and through the City Council, we let it be known, obviously, that we got property to let to people in desperate need, and that was our condition. They were going to be either families that were homeless or faced with homelessness. There was no shortage of applicants. I can guarantee you that. When we started, it was exclusively single properties, either renovated and let or converted into flats. The first one was 14 Burn Street. It was let into 3 flats in the Arboretum. And then there was Hogarth and Leighton Street, which are 2 terraced houses, which later spread up the streets. And we carried on from there, and we started with the first purchase of 5 tenanted properties in Bulwell Lane, and that was fairly early on, probably 75, maybe 74. And we improved those houses for those 5 tenants, and it was a lesson for us and a lesson for them. They thought it was great. And after that, we started buying bigger portfolios, and it ended up with the coal board, of course. When we got the coal board properties, and that was in 1987, and it was a huge battle. But that was a major step forward for us. And in every case, we worked with the local villages, obviously mining and ex-mining villages. We worked with the local communities to get those improvements done.
We've been here 47 years. No, we haven't. We've been longer, haven't we? No, we haven't. We've been 47 years.
47 years.
And we lived in here when it was a cold house. We've been happy since we've lived here. We've got good neighbours, got people around us who know us.
I've known everybody around this area since, since I was a kid anyway.
We have our ups and downs like everybody else, but we've been happy. And that's the main thing in the family.
We've had a chance to go into a bungalow, but
there's a lot of memories from here.
I wouldn't like to leave here now.
There's a lot of memories in this house what Mick's had.
I'm Mike Andrews. I was the Housing Director for NCHA from 1988 until 2007, when I became Chief Executive, and I remained Chief Executive until I retired in 2018. I think from when I started, all of the day-to-day maintenance of the association was carried out by external contractors. At the time, round about sort of the mid-1990s, 96, 97, the maintenance manager at the time and me got discussing whether it would be advantageous for NCHA to set up its own small direct workforce. And we agreed to set up what we then called the DLO, became the DMS, became the property maintenance team, in around about 1996, I think it was, 1996, 3 men, and 2 electric vans, a plumber, a general builder and a carpenter. They had a small industrial unit in Radford, and the idea originally was that they would do a number of small day-to-day repairs in and around Nottingham. I think in managing social housing and managing a portfolio of property, the single most important service you're going to provide to the tenant is their day-to-day repairs, their maintenance. If the boiler breaks down, they want it repaired. If the window leaks, they want the repair done. That's what you're judged on. The calls would come in from the tenants to our repairs line, and then we'd have to be managing the staff in terms of programming work. That was a good skill, and that was something the association previously wouldn't have had to bother itself about.
We are the primary contact for all the customers. So there is an 0800 number that is everywhere for NCHA, and when that tenant or customer rings that number, it comes through to our team. We log all different types of repairs, maintenance, deal with lots of different people, contractors. We also have liaise with scheme managers, projects, everyone. I could go all day, but yeah, there's a lot that we do, but mainly repairs we log. To have the internal maintenance team is a big help to what we do. We've got internal operatives that help with any work that we've got, so if anything is dealt with in-house, we can send it to that direct team and they can pick it up and plan it in.
Before, when I was poorly, I wouldn't stay in my bedroom. I wouldn't stay settled. I was anxious, I wouldn't sleep all the time. It's nice to have a room that I could call room, and nice to have a bungalow that I could say it's my bungalow, that my permanent placement. This is the bathroom. Like you can tell I've had a bath. And this is the quiet room if you go need some quiet time. And I've got another lamp as well.
Everybody needs a house, but some people need additional care and support needs in order to sustain their homes. And that's why care and support is so important. We provide accommodation and homes for everybody, regardless of their needs. And in order for those people to be successful as tenants, we provide some care and support to help them stay in their, safe and independent in their own home.
If I had to look back and say what was the most significant contribution that the association made, I would say it was entering into care.
Scales, don't we?
Yeah. First of all, wash hands. Beep, 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 beep. This is Caitlin.
Hi. I'm just a support worker, but I've
You're not
worked,
just a support worker, you're a good support worker.
I've worked with Lizzie a lot recently.
I used to live in a hospital before I come here, and then when I've been to rehabilitation units, I've been to my flats on my own, but the only place that's worked is this place. It's the longest place that I ever lived at, and I love it. The reason why I'm in care is because my parents neglected me mentally and physically. I've had bullying, I've had neglect. I used to think that when I was wrong, I need to cut myself. So basically, I'm going round the vicious circle. I was, but not now. Caitlin is a bit of a messy one. She makes me clean up. So every time I wash something, she tells me, clean it up, wash the pots. That's Caitlin.
You are a messy baker.
I can't wait to try it when it cools down.
Morning, matey, you all right? How can I help? So this area is an almshouse. So this was for minors, and who lives here now is the over 60s. We're out here doing the gritting because with the weather going to be turning to snow or ice, gritting will just help the elderly move in and out of their homes a lot better. No weeks are the same for me, and I rely a lot on emails back and forth from either customers, contractors, or anybody else from other departments. So it kind of varies for me on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis.
All right, I walk up the stairs then, yeah? Come on in, man. Came to live here in 1992, the second year when it built. It used to be flats, you see, until the bill is all pensioner in here, you know. It's all pensioner. This water only come until 10 o'clock until 4:30, you know. But anything you got to get to smartly control if you want assistance. You got to call, you know, you pull your cord or you turn on, you know. Smart.
I'm part of the SMART team at NCHA, and we're the first responders for telecare calls. Whenever they're in distress, we're that first person, so that call's answered within a 30-second time frame, and there's always somebody on the other end 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think for people to live independently and that mindset of being safe and that there's somebody there is really important, just for them to feel that way and to keep living the way that they want to live.
I've been working with NCHA for almost 13 years. I was firstly appointed as a support worker at ASEAN. That's why I know the ground roots work as well. And it's a lovely bunch of people, and then I love my work. In those 13 years, I can't say that every day has been a different sort of cry or laugh sort of situation, but I love it. I love it, and it's rewarding to give something back to the same community that you work with as well.
When I came up from Africa, I was very down. And Justin was the person who supported me a lot to bring me up. And at that time I couldn't speak English even. And I used to go to college.
Yes.
I went and
You started learning English?
Learning from there, yeah. And then
now
I
she's
can
giving
speak,
an interview.
but not that clear, but I can speak.
Yes, it's really nice seeing the growth in Auntie, and she had the potential, but the only thing was she didn't have the direction. So once she got the direction from us, she walked on that path, and today she is so independent, which I'm so happy about. Yes.
It's an interesting feeling to be both a figurehead and a lead of an organisation that you've worked for a long period of time. Particularly one, I think, like NCHA, who I had worked for the founder chief exec, and I felt quite a burden of responsibility at that time, and started to think about what did I want to achieve as chief exec. It would be to strengthen NCHA, to remain committed to the work that we do, to the values that we've got, and to hand it on to my successor, hopefully a long time in the future, in a better place than I'd actually taken it on when I became chief exec. I think we're on track to do that. I think my colleagues are doing a great job in terms of the work that they do. They're a very talented group, and I think we do great work.
I've loved my job over the time, and one of the reasons why I've stayed at NCHA for so long is that you can really feel that you've made a difference. Well, I really feel that I've made a difference, and I've been part of the development of something that's made a difference to so many other individuals across the organisation.
So one of the things I love about NCHA is that we make a difference. We make a difference to people who need some help, who are vulnerable potentially, and we make a difference to their lives.
It's hard to explain because it's like I'm in a different world. So when I was there, that was a different world. Now when I'm in there, sometimes I forgot what I used to do because either they adapt to my needs and they help me. It's the best place. It makes me a positive person, not self-neglecting anymore, not hurting me anymore. It's made a massive impact, to be honest with you.
We had a job to do and that job was today, not tomorrow. But I had no doubt in my mind but that the association, once formed, if it was successful, was there for good.